also starts off with a 25-man battle royal to crown the #1 contender to Trick Williams' NXT Championship. There are people from NXT, Raw, SmackDown, and a certain person from TNA. Joe Hendry from TNA says that he's going to win the Battle Royal, beat Trick at Heatwave, and bring the NXT Championship back to TNA. After that, Ethan Page enters, has a face-off with Joe, and is once again attacked by Metaphor's Oro Mensah. I haven't brought it up, but Oro has been attacking Ethan almost every week after Ethan attacked both he and the leader of Metaphor, Noam Dar. Anyways, the match starts off, and Joe is quickly eliminated. Not too sure what the point of having him there was, but okay. Now, respectfully, I am not going to talk about everything that happened in this Battle Royal. There was 25 participants. I'm not doing that. So instead, here's a few key moments. Damon Kemp accidentally eliminates his teammate from the No Quarter Catch crew, Charlie Dempsey, which leads to him and his other teammate, Miles Bourne, being eliminated. Alexis King eliminates Legado del Fantasma's Humberto Carrillo, or Berto, stupid name, which leads to Berto's tag partner, Angel Garza, eliminating Alexis, and is then shortly eliminated by Tank Legend, who was then eliminated by Tyler Bates shortly after. Nathan Frazier eliminates Tony D'Angelo. Dragon Lee eliminates Nathan in this cool moment. Oh, what a knee! The final four are Shawn Spears, Javon Evans, Frankie Kazarian from TNA, and the LWO's Dragon Lee. Javon eliminates Frankie. Shawn comes out of hibernation and eliminates Dragon Lee, leaving only him and Javon, with Javon getting the win. I was not expecting Javon to win this match, but I'm not disappointed by it at all. Javon versus Trick is definitely going to deliver. Now, about the Battle Royal, it was pretty fun and has some really cool moments. Hopefully more is done with Joe Hendry, because there's no way that's all they have planned for him. Anyways, let's move on. Backstage, we see Fallon Henley arguing with, being 100% honest, I do not know who this is. The only reason this segment exists is to set up a match later. So when we get there, I'll know her name. I promise. Then we see Chase U with Rich Holland, who is now an official member. They are confronted by the Good Brothers, who basically bully Rage, which leads to Andre Chase and Duke Hudson coming to his defense, setting up a tag match later. After that, we get the triple threat tag team match with the team of the NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice versus JC Jane and Jasmine Nix versus Metaphor's Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. The match ends after Lola hits a big move on Jakara, and then Roxanne tags herself in and hits the Pop Rocks to get the win for her team. And after the match, Roxanne hits Lola. This is definitely leading to a match between the two at Heatwave. Like I said last week, I would be happy if Lola wins, but she's probably not going to. Either way, I'm still excited for the match. Backstage, we see Javon Evans being congratulated by Ava. Ethan Page comes in and says she needs to do something about Oro after all these attacks. He then confronts Javon and says that he never got eliminated from the Battle Royal and is still in the match. Javon challenges Ethan to a match in the main event, which Ava makes official. The next match was Kaylani Jordan defending her NXT Women's North American Championship for the first time against Michin. The match ends after Jada Parker knocks Michin off the top rope, which sets Kaylani up perfectly to hit her finisher. This was a good match. Obviously, Michin was not going to win this. I do like the way the match ended though, even if it was predictable. I hope we get the OC versus OTM soon, because the other two members of OTM are doing a whole bunch of nothing. We then get an interview with Ethan Page. He says he's going to deal with Javon tonight, going to deal with Trick, and the next time he sees Oro, he's going to deal with him too. We then see the NXT Tag Team Champions, Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Axiom says he's mad at Nathan because he didn't tell him he was going to be in the Battle Royal, and it seems like he's not focused on the tag titles. Luca Crucifino walks in and offers a contract for a Heritage Cup match to Nathan, which Nathan quickly signs, setting up a match for next week. With the way this story is going, I feel whoever wins the Tag Team Turmoil match next week is going to beat them for the titles at Heatwave, due to Nathan's lack of focus. We then see Obafemi, who says no matter who steps to him, he will always walk out, still North American champion. He then says this:
I dominated two men.
Pause! Wesley then comes out and says he should have another shot at the title because he wasn't pinned at Battleground. At first, Oba doesn't want to give him an opportunity, but Wes doesn't back down and says Oba knows what he is to that title, unless he does something about it, whatever that means, and that he will be facing a different kind of Wesley when they fight one-on-one. Oba agrees to the match, but tells Wes that this will be his last opportunity as long as he is champion. Wes agrees, setting up the match, most likely at Heatwave. This match is going to be great. This match is pretty much going to determine who's the greatest North American champion of all time is. Oba has been very dominant during his reign, and Wes is the longest reigning North American champion of all time. And every single one of his defenses was an absolute banger. This match is going to be great. After that, we see Tank Ledger and Hank Walker. Hank says he's now medically cleared from his shoulder injury, meaning that the tag team of Hank and Tank is back. Wait, Hank and Tank is back? Yes, sir! DJ, play my music. Anyways, Tank says since they're back, they need to get started on the right foot. It says because Tyler eliminated him from the match, they should face the New Cat Republic. This is the greatest news I've heard all day. DJ, play it again. After that, we see the No Quarter Catch crew in Tavion Heights. Charlie wants Tavion to join them. Tavion agrees, but Charlie is tweaking and thinks he's playing hard to get, and says to get him to join, he's going to have a match against Damon next week. Charlie gotta be off a beam. That's all I have to say. The next match was Fallon Henley versus Carly Bright. See, I told you I was going to know her name by now. Anyways, the match ends after Wendy Chu comes out and attacks Kendall Gray, which causes enough of a distraction for Fallon to hit her finisher and win the match. I don't have anything to say about this match. Moving on. After that, we see Trick Williams and Javon Evans. Trick says that tonight, Javon needs to put an end to Ethan Page. Javon says that he will, and then his focus will be on his match against Trick at Heatwave. The next match was Chase U versus the Good Brothers. The match ends after Duke rolls up Carl, and Ridge helps push Duke's weight onto Carl so he doesn't kick out, making Duke unsure about Ridge. After that, we see Kaylani Jordan talking with Ava, and she says she knows who her next challenger should be. Ariana Grace then walks in and says it should be her, but Kaylani says she wants it to be Sol Ruka. This leads to Mr. Stone booking a match between Ariana and Sol to determine who will be the #1 contender. After that, we see Chase U, and Andre is wondering why the OC were complaining after the match, and it's clear that Duke and Ridge aren't going to say anything about what happened, keeping the secret from everyone else. This storyline takes a different turn every week. I don't even know what to say anymore. The main event was Ethan Page versus Javon Evans, with Trick Williams on commentary. The match ends after Ethan Page takes a cheap shot to Javon Evans' ribs and hits his finisher to win the match. Ethan then confronts Trick, saying that he's now the #1 contender. While this is happening, Sean Spears attacks Javon, leading to Trick coming to his defense. Ethan then attacks Trick alongside Sean. To save Trick, Javon hits a double springboard cutter to get them off of him, and the episode ends with this shot, meaning we're probably getting a fatal 4-way at Heatwave. This episode was fine. The highlight was definitely the Battle Royal. I'm excited to see where all the stories involving the titles are going. Heatwave is shaping up to be a pretty good show, and the fact that we may be getting a fatal 4-way is pretty interesting, and it's definitely going to be a great match. But by far, the best part of the entire episode was the fact that we're getting Hank and Tank back. DJ, one more time. And